I think the advantage of being a latecomer is you do learn from the other frameworks and the many questions that investors have in mind. Wide span of investors from green bonds to impact investors, but also traditional gilt investors. So when we look at the framework, there are quite a few positives. It's a wide range of environmental objectives, starting from low energy buses or zero emission buses, low energy renewable energy, offshore wind, but also sustainable agriculture, more energy efficiency. So all in all, also including biodiversity. So we do like those framework, and also the user proceeds and the administration is pretty clear. What is good is that the look back period is only 1 year, which means only projects that are 1 year old could be included in the green bond framework, and forward looking the next 2 years. So all in all, it's pretty good. And also the impact report that the UK government is promising at this point, I think that's very detailed. But the most important thing, which we also at Schroders actually engaged with other group of investors, is the social co-benefits of the green bond framework. And if you notice, every objective has some impact that will be reported on, traditional carbon avoided, for example. But it's also about jobs being created or households having some benefits. And it really goes into traditional UK issues like heating, which needs to be more energy efficient. So hopefully it's very long-awaited green bond. It's very late, but it will, target SDG and impact investors as well.
Really interesting to hear how it attempts anyway to touch on all three letters of ESG there. But I have been reading that some investors have argued that the UK's framework is not green enough compared to some of the other green bond frameworks out there. What would you say to that criticism?
I think for very pure green investors, there are some controversial areas like on one area, UK has left out nuclear energy, and I think some investors think nuclear is actually greener than other renewable energy, other energy formats, not renewable energy, but in general. But I think it's good they left out UK nuclear because they have put attention to do no significant harm. On the other hand, a lot of investors are not comfortable with blue energy, so gas being used to generate hydrogen. And on the other hand, using carbon capture to take that carbon out that's coming out in the process. And, there is impatience. Why isn't UK going directly into green energy, hydrogen, and using renewable energy like wind? But I think the technology is not there. And going forward, just like the EU, UK needs to probably invest a lot more in R&D. So it can, also meet the expectations of the very green investors. All in all, though, I think there's a new set of investors which are called sustainable investors. And as you know, there are also new kinds of bonds, sustainability-linked bonds. So I can imagine that sustainable investors would like the bond maybe a bit more than pure green bond investors.